Hello everyone, welcome back to Infinity Physics. In this lecture, we will study Newton's first law of motion, which is also known as law of inertia, which was actually given by Galileo, but then Newton studied it and he formulated law. So, which is also known as Newton's first law or Galileo's law of inertia. So, what is the statement? A body continues to remain in a state of rest or in a state of uniform motion along a straight line unless acted by an external unbalanced force to change its state of rest or state of uniform motion. So, let us try to understand what is given. So the Newton is saying that if the body is at rest, means suppose here there is a book, right, and the book is at rest. Now suppose you are not touching it, no one is going to touch the book, then the book will remain as it is at that place at rest, right. But suppose if someone tries to push this book, right, someone tries to touch this book, then what will happen? At that time the book will move, right. So what we can say that the book will not move by itself unless we apply force. So that what Newton is saying, a body continues to remain in a state of rest unless an unbalanced force acts on it, right, to change its state of rest. Similarly, suppose if there is no friction, right, and the body is moving with uniform velocity, and there is no acceleration also, means there is no force is acting on the body to increase its speed, and no force is acting like frictional force to decrease its speed. And in that case what will happen? The body will continues in its state of uniform motion, right, it will maintain its uniform motion in a straight line until and unless an external force acts on it. So here also we can say that a moving body cannot comes to rest by itself or cannot come in motion by itself. That is, we need an external force to stop the moving body or to move the body at rest. It means we need an external force. Unless we won't apply any external force, the body will maintain its state of rest or state of uniform motion, and that we call the inertia. That is the tendency of a body to maintain its state of rest or state of uniform motion. So here what is given, a ball rolling on the ground does not stop or does stop after some time. See what is given, it stops after some time. Why? Because due to the friction. If there is no friction, the body will continue. So here what is happening, the ball slowly comes to rest. Why it is not coming to rest instantly? Because the body is trying to maintain its state of motion, but the frictional force is trying to decrease the speed of the body, right. So in that case the tendency of a body, right, up to what limit the body can resist whatever the change is provided. Here the body is in motion and the friction is trying to change its state of rest, that is the friction is trying to stop. The body will try to oppose whatever the change is provided, right. The body will try to maintain its state of motion. Similarly, when the engine stops, the moving car stops after some distance. In fact, motion of the every body is being opposed by an invisible force like air resistance and friction between the body and the ground. If these opposing forces were removed, a body in motion will continue to move uniformly and never stop on its own. That is, if there are no friction, then body will continue. Like in space there is no friction, right. So if you allow a body to move, then it will continue to move unless an gravitational force of the planet or a moon or any other body pulls it, or gravitational force of the other body acts on it, then it will fall on that planet until it will continue its motion. So what does the Newton's first law provide us? Newton's first law gives the definition of the force. That is, what it says, If the body is at rest, will remain at rest. If the body is in motion, it will remain in uniform motion unless acted by an external force. So what is that external agency which is acting to change its state of rest? Right, that is a force. That is, force is an external agency or external agent that is acting on the body, which is making the body to rest or to make it stop from its motion. Okay, so we can say that from the above discussion, it is clear that the Newton's first law of motion gives us the definition of force. It says that a force is needed to change the state of rest. That is, if the body is at rest, we need to apply some external force, right? That is the force which is changing its state of rest. Or suppose if the body is moving, then we need to apply brakes. So what we are giving? We are giving an unbalanced force. Thus, force is defined as an external effort. See here, the best definition, scientific definition is given. The force is defined as an external effort which changes or tends to change the state of rest. So what is a force? The force is an external effort which changes or tries to changes the state of rest or uniform motion of a body in motion. Right, so I think you have understood. So in the next lecture we will see inertia and types of inertia. So till then, have a nice day.